A long, long time ago, on a serene day. The tranquility of the human world was shattered when the Demon King, accompanied by his countless monstrous army, invaded. However, as fate would have it, an unknown hero emerged, seemingly destined for this very moment. In the climactic battle between the Demon King and the hero, the valiant protagonist makes the ultimate sacrifice, vanquishing the malevolent ruler and saving the world. The defeated Demon King descended deep underground, entering a dormant slumber with the ominous promise of return. As a cliché phrase you've likely heard 1,000 times go, the world regained its peace, and the hero became a legendary figure. Yet, the cycle of this elaborate tale involving the Demon King and the hero continued to repeat itself indefinitely, casting an eternal shadow over the world. After an exceedingly long passage of time, we find ourselves in the present day. Your Majesty. Disaster has struck. The one who burst into the room was a beholder, a demon with a single large eye and numerous tentacle-like legs. Having served closely under the Demogorgon 666th, a high-ranking demon, the beholder bowed deeply, for tentacle legs raised and lying flat on the ground. Right after awakening from his slumber, the Demogorgon 666th has abandoned the Demon King's castle. The entity to which the beholder bowed was an empty set of armor. The armor, housing the spirit of the former Demon King, responded with a low, rumbling voice, "Is he already off to attack the humans? However, it's too soon. He has not fully matured. He quits being the Demon King," he said. The beholder exclaimed. The Demon King raged, "What the hell are you saying?" As the beholder started getting nervous, the Demon King insisted, "Speak. It's not that. A letter, he has left a letter. His Excellency the 666th declares he's resigning as the Demon King." The previous Demon King's throne chamber trembled with rage. "Chase after him. It must not be allowed. It must not be allowed." In the human world, warmth enveloped everything. Compared to the dark demonic realm, where not a speck of sunlight penetrated the underground and only volcanic lava provided what they called light, the human world was undeniably better. The Demogorgon 666th reached Akamar Castle, the capital of the Verde Kingdom. This kingdom stood as the most powerful in the human world, with a 30,000-strong White Dragon Knights troop defending the capital like an iron fortress. No nation dared to offend Verde. The Verde Kingdom governed 8 duchies as vassals and also hosted the Holy Imperial Court, which managed the world's heroes. The Demogorgon 666th blushed and thought, as expected of the human realm, "I've heard so much about." Then, he started spinning around with happiness. Suddenly, his eyes flashed as he looked up in front of the bridge leading to Akamar Castle. The spires shone dazzlingly, holy crosses adorned with innumerable treasures visible. A cross, the symbol of the heavens and the cursed artifact representing the antithesis of the demonic realm. It irritated him just to see it. He felt like retching. As he gazed around, a voice approached from behind, "Hey, country bumpkin. Where did you come from?" 2 guards approached with a spear in hand. "Where do you think this is for you to be wandering about like that?" The Demogorgon 666th pondered, "Country pumpkin? Is it talking about me?" He glanced at himself. "Is it because of my clothes? My face can't be the issue." No, to state it clearly, he was handsome, almost offensively so. While he stroked his face, a trace of unease crept in. The face decided on 100 years ago might be out of fashion now. "How do you loiter in front of the Akamar Castle? Seems like you've lost your sense of fear. What are you gawking at? You there, tell us your name." The guard spoke roughly, threateningly brandishing his spear at him. The Demogorgon 666 thought, "I can't tell him that I'm the Demogorgon 666th. I just decided. Removing a few letters, let's go with this." He responded, "Hello, human. I'm Deus. Amid the conversation, a figure approached. You dare to blaspheme the name of an ancient god so brazenly. Have you forgotten this is the capital of the Verde Kingdom? The guard's captain immediately emerged from the sentry post, bringing along all 10 members of his team. The duty officer was a true noble, a baron by the name of Brewer. I'll forgive your ignorant mistake if you leave at once. Despite Baron Brewer's authoritative warning, Deus's response was indifferent. Is the Verde Kingdom powerful? Brewer shouted, what? Deus continued, the mightiest in the Horus continent. Becoming the king wouldn't be so bad. Baron Brewer drew his sword in furious outrage. You wish death upon yourself. Reveal your identity. To insult the royal family is unforgivable unless you have a valid reason. You shall die here. Me? Or you? Demogorgon laughed mockingly, and suddenly, Baron Brewer's head rolled onto the ground. Not a single witness could comprehend how it happened. Then the 2 guards beside him also exploded. The other guards were confused and panicking. What? They exploded. Deus flicked his finger, and the remaining guards' heads were torn off from their bodies. The archers from Akamar Castle arose and shot their arrows at Deus. He stood unfazed and watched the arrows coming towards him. His eyes flashed again, and the archers also exploded, blood spattering everywhere. Then he used his demonic spell, Arise. The dead bodies of the guards levitated upside down, creating a blood path to greet their new king. As Deus walked on the blood path, he shouted, Praise these steps I take with your blood. Bless these bodies' ascension with your tears. Several guards marched from the castle, urging them as the enemy forced his way. Some of them asked what happened. Is there any breakout? Then, some stated everyone outside was already dead. The guards stood frozen and frowning, awaiting the enemy's entry. Suddenly, the door exploded, and Deus entered, exclaiming, Use your screams as trumpets for me. As his words fell, the guards in front of him became scared and were sweating in fear. Countless skulls emerged from Deus, and the skeletons slaughtered every guard around, blood spattering everywhere. Screams echoed, cries for salvation mixed with the agonizing sounds of pain. The scene was so horrifying that some couldn't bear the pain and screamed, begging for a swift end. Amid the terrifying chaos, Deus was still smiling, the terror of bloodshed making him even happier. There was a strange blush on his face. His eyes opened wide as he heard someone mumbling behind him, the Almighty and Creator of this world, the virtues, our Father, God. Your name shines divinely, and as the Master of Eternity, you decide the start and end. In the trial of darkness, guide us with the light of the bright truth. And may we emerge victorious. Prevail against death and let truth triumph over deceit. Please destroy the evil in front of me and grant me the power to defeat it. After these words, the man emerged with golden light and was ready to face Deus. Deus's mouth curled up with a strange smile. Oh, is that light aura? Are you Blood? The person I've heard about? Undeterred, Blood spoke, I don't know who you are, but you use black magic. It's unbelievable how you broke through Akamar Castle's defenses yourself. However, you won't be able to get past me, someone who has received God's blessing. Then Blood rushed forward, charging with determination, stating, I may not be of pure blood, but I will still defeat you. The attack was so powerful that the whole area exploded, shattering the grounds. Blood's eyes flashed, thinking he had won. However, his eyes widened upon hearing Deus's voice, what? That was nothing. Deus blocked Blood's attack with just 2 fingers, showcasing his true demonic powers, stating that it was his turn now. Then Deus started praying, Our Father, who is up in heaven. Dear God, please kill this person. No, idiot. Then he said to Blood, I prayed too, so shall we find out which one of us God will listen to. In the next moment, Deus dug his hand into Blood's body, took out his heart, and said, "Don't bring up God in front of me ever again." Blood was scared to death, begging, and then Deus squeezed his heart, splashing blood. The inner gate folded into the wings of a bat, and Deus continued his unhurried pace into the inner sanctum. With the Azure Dragon Knight Order gone, there was no more military power left to call upon. Only the royal guards were left, but they served merely as a ceremonial guard. Higher in rank than the Azure Dragon Knights, their prowess with the sword nevertheless fell short. The royal guards surrounded the king. The king's audience hall, once a place to assert royal authority, now held none of that authority. The king sat on the throne with a gloomy look, observing the man before him. Upon reaching, Deus exclaimed, "Hello, everyone. You've been waiting for a while, right?" The guards frowned upon seeing a single person who slaughtered their army. As they were the last defense line, they had to defend with all their lives. The king on the throne shouted, "Who are you?" "It's all the same question, isn't it?" Deus sighed. "Well, fine. Since I'm here, shall we talk, king?" The royal guard captain fumed and shouted. "Can you not address His Majesty properly?" His words were cut short as the captain was torn into 7 pieces, scattering across the audience hall. Splattered blood and viscera emitted a nauseating odor. The royal guards gasped. The peaceful Horus continent, where war was rare, and where the kingdom's palace, the strongest of nations, witnessed such a ghastly scene. Deus asked the stunned knights, "Anyone else dissatisfied?" As if on cue, the knights shook their heads vigorously. "Good." Then he leapt into the air, emerging the red wings, flying towards the king and bypassing all the defense lines of the guards. He. "Shall we start talking?" The king was so frightened that he asked, "What is it you want? Money? A title? I'll give you anything I can." Deus smiled and said, "No, hand over the kingdom." The king shouted, "That's an absurd request." Deus replied casually, "Seriously, what did you think I would ask you? If you can't, then die. When you die, I'll claim the royal family is mine. That way, the kingdom will naturally become mine." The king sneered, "My family? I know now. You bastard. You want my daughter." Deus pondered, "Why does the conversation leap there? Daughter? I'm not interested in her, and I didn't even know you had one." The king shouted again, "My daughter is out of the question. April is the pride of the Horus continent and the flower of our Verde royal family." The Deus said, "No, I don't need her. What I need is the royal family." The king asked, "Why covet something that isn't yours?" The king's words had Deus staring at him for a long time. "So, is this yours?" The king insisted, "The kingdom belongs to the royal family." The Deus's eyes flashed and he asked, "Since when?" He continued, "Did this world belong to you? Since the first date was created? You also took something that belonged to someone else, the royal family? If you have enjoyed yourself for decades while sitting on that throne, surrender it, so I can take. Do you think the Celestial Empire will approve of this?" The king's shouted question was met with Deus's laughter. "What do I care? I don't give a damn." Black lightning struck like a storm. The audience chamber, once regal, was now a hellish landscape from the demon realm. Everything burned black. The king and the knights around him became coal sculptures. Then Deus looked at the king and said, "There's no blood, I see. Had there been blood, even a baron like the one from before would have been able to resist for a few seconds." How boring. There were only ashes all over the place under his feet. He looked up at the sky and shouted, "Hey, God. I'm disappointed. These guys weren't prepared at all." As he looked up, the whole castle burned into ashes, and light glared through the windows. He murmured, well, even a pure blood couldn't use much power at this stage. It was still 20 years away. The day the true Demon King should have descended. A scream tore through the room. Deus, lost in thought in what was now a coal mine, turned his head towards the noise. At the entrance stood a young girl, her hand over her mouth. Even without asking, he seemed to know her name. April Laverde. She was a beauty as if stepped out of a painting, her splendor enhanced by the royal family's expensive dress. What on earth, who are you? Deus. Insanely, I've assumed the name of an ancient god. Deus incidentally fell into deep thoughts. The lost demons of the First War. Descending into the demonic realm with the Demon King's broken soul. And put it in a new body, pouring all sorts of magic and curses into him for 100 years. Then resurrected him once again. The new Demon King. Then came the Second War. We thought there were no heroes anymore, so we'd finally take over the land. Damn, another hero showed up. So we lost again. Again, the demons resurrected a new Demon King for 100 years. And another damn hero showed up. They resurrected the Demon King for another 100 years, and a new hero showed up once again. This repeated 665 times. This kept going for a whopping 66,580 years. The story of the hero saving the world is now way too cliché. Times of numbness to safety, where people thought the hero would show up again when the time came. In the underground, thinking this will be the final last once. The demons prayed, oh, our king, our new king, please come and show us the way. They put in all their might and resurrected the 666th Demon King. His name was the Demogorgon 666th. The bringer of despair to all humans on Earth opened his eyes. That day. Hey, he ditched. Leaving a letter that said, I'm not doing this king shit anymore. Don't look for me, idiots. April looked terrified at the blackened audience chamber. Then she screamed again when she saw the statue of coal that took the king's place. Father. She dared not touch it, fearing he would crumble into black dust. What have you done to my father? Wicked sorcerer, can you reverse this? It's carbonization. He's already dead. Demon. Well, it's not incorrect. Since they call me a demon, I must act the part, right? Now that the king is dead, it's time to take his daughter. Deus waved his hand. The glitter in April's eyes faded. Her eyes turned dull as if her pupils had vanished. Then she kneeled, bowed her head, and said, this slow body of mine belongs to you. Please take me away, my master. Deus lived in the air with his red wings and approached April. He stepped in front of her, touched his chin, and said, good. From now on, my first human. April replied, thank you, master. At that moment, Deus stopped his advance and looked back. Are you going to come out, or should I shove your cephalopod head into the dimensional rift? The space split open, and a man emerged from the gap. As expected of you, my lord. So you noticed? Wearing a black suit, he immediately knelt before Deus to show respect. Loyal Alex, at your service, my lord. A cephalopod was an unduly harsh assessment. Other than his narrowed eyes, he was a handsome young man with no obvious faults. Deus questioned, you were following me all this time? Alex answered, you are upsetting me, my lord. Wherever you go, I'm always with you, my lord. Deus said, funny. You served my father, not me. Alex replied, I was given to you by the previous generation. My service is now yours alone. If needed, I can stake my life on it. Deus asked, life? Your kind, the beholders, have heads for arms, don't they? How many do you have again? Alex answered, we only have one pair of appendages that could be called hands, as I've told you time and again. Deus stated, anyway, scram. I'm not going back to the demon realm. Alex said, Lord. I will follow your commands. Don't worry about me. And continue with what you were doing. Deus asked, what do you mean by that? Alex raised his hand and exclaimed, weren't you trying to plant that woman with your mighty seed? I, Alex, who has never left your side for 80 years of Dominic's soul period. Would you listen to me about my sacrifice for you, that cannot be heard without vinyl tears? He recalls the memories of Deus's childhood. During your childhood, I breastfed you, changing my own body. I became the perfect teacher through affectionate education. Deus said, I remember you beating the shit out of me. I'm the only demon who gave you affection till the end, until you entered the egg of awakening. You put me in there, you bastard. Revealing the past, Alex continued, it feels like only yesterday you were toddling around with your little hands and feet. I can't believe you are all grown up now and have opened your eyes to women. I'm so emotional you wouldn't know. Deus shouted, shut it. Enough with your nonsense. Let me be clear. I'm not doing the Demon King stuff. As of today, I've been rebounded as a normal human being. Alex smiled and said, sure, my lord. Do as you please. Deus didn't understand his intention and asked, what is it? Alex was still smiling and said, what do you mean? Deus raised his hand. With a squeeze of his fist, Alex's body contorted. Beneath the concealed clothing, he had no limbs but numerous tentacles. They twisted grotesquely. What are you scheming? Tell me why the hell you are just letting me be. Speak the heck up quickly. Alex couldn't bear the pain anymore and said, I'm sorry, my lord. I'll tell you. First, he asked, my lord, is there a special reason you chose to attack this country? Deus asked, reason? Alex answered, yes, like if His Highness invaded your territory, or coveted the riches of the demonic realm. Or at the very least, because you weren't happy, something like that works too. So a reason like that. Deus thought for a moment and then said, no, I don't have one. I just figured I'd rather live as a king if I'm going to live as a human. Alex clapped, how fitting of the Demon King. As soon as you came to Earth, you took over the largest kingdom, killed the king, and even took the princess. How evil. What more could you do that's befitting of a demon game? Alex continued saying, a normal human being or even a high-ranking demon like myself could never dare to imagine something like this. Such a mighty natural demon king. Since a great lord like yourself says you'd abandon us and not be the demon king, I shall take your son down to the demonic realm and raise him as the demon king. And on that day, 20 years later, your son shall be the Demogorgon 666th, and I'll make him descend to this world. Upon hearing that, Deus was bewildered. There was no change of expression on his face, and he looked at Princess April and paused for a moment. Silence fell all over around. Suddenly, Deus started laughing and said, phew, I almost got screwed right here. I almost became a father to a child at this young age of 80. As Alex tried to brainwash him for a son, Deus turned and gave a serious look of expression towards Alex. Then he told him to be quiet and launched a very powerful attack that was barely dodged by Alex. The attack was so powerful that the way it went, shattered everything in its path, including the mountains. Alex was shocked by the devastating attack that shattered everything in its way. Deus, cutely angered, said, "Phoo. You're going to set me up, huh? These bastards." Alex glanced at Deus and acknowledged his demonic powers. He's different. His Demon King field isn't even complete, yet he is this strong. Then he suddenly realizes, the 666th is different from his predecessors. Perhaps this time, we might win. We might finally do it. He's right. The king stands out too much. Let's go with that. As Alex was just lost in his thoughts, Deus declared that he'd be the defender of justice, a hero, an ally. Upon hearing that, Alex's expression changed. Then Deus continued, I'll be in cahoots with the hero, so I'll get acknowledged. But I'll be one step behind, so I won't stand out. The vaguest position that you didn't think could be the Demon King, the hero's ally. With a stupid-ass hero in front of me, I'll be enjoying the sweet ride behind. Then he admitted, you do the hard work, and I get the glory. Fucking killer. Ha ha ha. And he laughed wildly. While on the other hand, Alex was crying, without the 4 Demon Kings, there is no hero, so how the hell are you going to be his ally? Please come to your senses, my lord. Then Deus flew in the air with his red wings and stated, then let's go find the hero. Come on, Alex. Alex asked, what about the princess? Deus replied, I don't know. Deal with her yourself. Alex asked again, wasn't she the female lead? Deus replied, that was a bluff, man. And that whole conversation between them was overseen by someone exclaiming, looks like the 666th is faulty goods. Not only are his origins at the bottom, but his intelligence is too. Well, great for me. All I need are his powers anyway. Thanks for showing up at the right time. Sorry, but I'm going to borrow your powers for a bit. I'm sure he'll forget it, too. After all, everything exists solely for the scenario. The scene shifts to the road where Alex is pulling a bullock cart on which Deus is lying and singing about finding the hero and mocking him by calling him dumb and stupid. Then Deus yawned, questioning, why are we taking the carriage when we can just fly away? It's troublesome. You big dummy. Do you plan on going around everywhere advertising that you are a demon? Alex pointed at Akamar Castle and said, a person worrying about such things turned a castle into that? Deus replied casually, whatever. It's just fire. Alex asked, anyways. Are you going to be the hero or the companion of a hero? Deus answered, yeah, they said it's okay to be a companion, even if you don't have the blood. I just want to live a simple life at the top 2% of wealthy people by having a decent stand-in at the forefront killing monsters instead. Alex suggested, even if you became a hero's companion, it'll be hard to be in the top 2%. The previous Demon King and one of the greatest 7 in the Demon King world is here. What's there to worry about? The hero could kill a dragon like it's a chicken if we help a little from the sidelines. I thought you wanted to be human. Are you going to use magic? Deus replied, why wouldn't I use something I have, you dummy? That's why you've lost 665 times. Anyway, the pushover, no, the hero. Do they have something like a ranking system? Alex answered, yes, they have a ranking system. Rank? Like A rank and B rank? Something like that. First is D rank, Dragon Slayer. It stands for one who can slay dragons. Deus interrupted with a question, is it like a title you get when you kill a dragon? Alex answered, no, currently, dragons are neutral to both demons and humans. Dragons only attack villages in old stories. It just means they have the power to kill one. The next rank is G rank, Giant Slayer. Someone who can fight a giant. Deus asked, G rank? What about after that? Alex continued, L rank, Lich Slayer. Someone who can kill a lich. Deus got frustrated and asked, why are there so many? Are there more? Alex answered, after that, they are just in alphabetical order. Deus asked, they just named it however they wanted? Why are the rest so plain? Alex replied, I don't know. The hero management department decided on it. The last one is F rank. They are called the field products. If they were fruits, there'd be the fallen ones. Says they don't sell, they're ground up and made into jam. Deus sneered, a failed product, that's sad. Alex continued, you can receive more support from the nobles the higher your rank is or obtain a position in the country. Not only would failures be neglected support, but they are also an unawakened rank that people hope would disappear. However, there is something more important than the hero rankings. It's blood. Deus added, the closer you are to being a pure blood, the stronger you are. Alex nodded in agreement, yes, the first ones who saved the world 66,580 years ago. The two saviors. The hero and the priestess. Their children and their children's children. Like that, their children continuing the bloodline, the holy blood. They measure how much of their blood is left in the families. The purer the blood left in the family, the stronger the aura they can use. The one with the purest blood became the hero, fighting the general and winning 665 times. Deus asked, then, taking the purity level of one's blood into account or whatever, whoever is the closest to being a pure blood will have a higher rank? Alex replied, there are exceptions, but usually, the purer the blood, the stronger you are. Deus asked again, what's up with this blood or pure blood nonsense? It's not like there is a blood spoon. I was stuck in an egg for 80 years because of that war, Alex answered, everyone is taking it seriously, putting their life and pride on the line. After hearing all these things, Deus yawned and said, well, whatever. In the end, the hero and the demon king will fight. Everyone's been fighting for 60,000 years because of this one sentence. Alex interrupted, since that time, it was the only promise. Deus sneered, can't they all just live a simple life? Like this carriage, slow and relaxing. As he was saying this, his eyes shifted to a butterfly. He pointed out and asked, Alex, what's that? There's a leafy thing flying around? Alex looked back and told him, it's a butterfly. Deus was surprised upon hearing about it because he was unknown to the real world, having been in the egg for the last 80 years. As he was just about to touch the butterfly, a sudden gust of wind came in, and the butterfly flew away. He asked, what was that just now? The thing that flew by, messing up my hair? Alex answered, it's the wind. Deus looked up in the sky, wind, then, what's that up there? The thing that's been floating above our head since earlier, the circular thing that makes my eyes hurt when I stare at it? Alex replied, it's the sun. Deus asked again, what's this sweet scent? It makes my heart flutter. Alex replied, that's the scent of spring. Deus sneered, the scent of spring, then he asked, Alex, you've lived a long time, right? Alex answered, yes, I was born after the First War. Says us 7 dukes were born in the demon world. Deus said, then, since the First War. You must have come up here once every 100 years. Must be nice. This place is called the surface. Alex looked back at Deus as he was looking up in the sky, saying, the previous demon kings probably never felt something like this. If things went as planned, would have been trapped for 2 more decades before I got to step foot on the surface. My fate would have been to die at the hands of a hero I've never even met. I'm glad I ran away. Being the demon king is a job that should just disappear. Don't you agree? Huh. Alex looked back but didn't say anything. Deus continued, well, whatever. I'm going to get some sleep. Wake me up when we arrive. I'm saying this just in case, but if you take me back to the demon world, we'll both die. Alex replied, yes, my lord. After 1 hour, they reached their destination. My lord, we're here. Deus woke up. Huh? Already? Alex exclaimed, this is the place you described. A place with a little trait that isn't a militarized zone. The definition of an average place. A countryside village called Zorix. Deus sneered, Zorix? It's not bad. What about the heroes? Alex answered, there are only two families. An A-rank family that's close to being AG rank and a fallen family. Deus said with disappointment, looks like there isn't a D-rank family. If there was a D-rank at every castle, our demon army wouldn't even think of stepping foot on the surface. Then he asked, are D-ranks that strong? A D-rank? Alex replied, yes. As they were just moving forward, a few people were talking on the sideline, tch, cowards. Did you hear? The Trier castle was attacked by a dragon. When Deus shifted his gaze, he observed two men and a woman engaged in a lively conversation. The bearded man spoke first, his tone filled with concern, how could such a thing happen? It's been reported that they haven't captured the dragon yet. So, don't even think about approaching Trier Castle. The man beside him nodded in agreement, I heard about that as well. Rumor has it that half the castle was burnt down. The curious woman inquired, didn't dragons go extinct a long time ago? Wondering how such an event could occur, the man responded, Is it the era or are the dragons making a comeback? If so, it'll be hellish, according to the old stories. Deus interjected, hey, I thought the dragons were neutral. Alex chimed in, I thought so too. The last time I was on the surface was 80 years ago, so something must have happened during that time. As the people continued their discussions, someone suggested, we should hurry and notify the Sanctus Maximus Populi and ask them to send a D-rank hero. Soon, they arrived at a hotel, and Alex recommended, my lord, this is the best hotel around. Let's stay here. Deus questioned, this is a hotel? Well, not like we have a choice. Also, from now on, stop calling me your lord. Call me master instead. How long are you going to keep calling me your lord? Come on, let's grab a room first. The receptionist warmly greeted them, welcome to our golden pavilion. Alex, ever the assertive one, took off his hat and said, give us a penthouse. My master is a very picky person. Inwardly cursing them for their unusual attire, the receptionist hesitated before adding, what's with those clothes? Aren't they just some countryside pumpkins? Then, with a forced smile, he continued, Ahaha, you must have come from afar, so you might not know. But the penthouse is a bit expensive. Suddenly, Alex opened the chest of treasure taken from the Akamar castle. A plethora of money met his eyes, prompting him to shout at the workers, holy heck! Why aren't you escorting the customer? Startled, the worker hurriedly rushed forward, only to trip and fall to the floor. Upon getting up, he greeted them and introduced himself, my name is Zeke Pan Hollybish. Please call me Zeke. I'll take care of the luggage, so please head on up. Zeke gathered their belongings and led the way, mentioning, it's a bit rowdy right now due to the news about Trier Castle. Can you believe a dragon from the legend has appeared? However, there's no need to worry. We have a renowned A-rank family that's almost G-rank in our village. That's reassuring. As he pushed open the door to the penthouse, Zeke exclaimed, welcome. This is the highlight of our golden pavilion, the penthouse. To be honest, it's my first time taking charge of someone so noble. I'm not sure if it's to your satisfaction, but I will do my best to meet your needs, so please feel free to call on me at any time. Deus called him over and inquired, hey. You've got the bloodline, right? Zeke paused for a moment and then confirmed it. Deus remarked, no wonder you felt different. As someone of the blood, your physique is subpar. Since you're here doing busy work, you must be from the fallen family out of the two hero families here in Zorix. Your family must have had nothing but low-purity descendants for generations. What's your blood purity level? Zeke fumbled in his response, oh, it's. I'm, regrettably, only an F rank, a failed product. As Zeke was speaking, the room behind him exploded in flames. Shocked, Zeke stood still, while Deus and Alex remained unfazed. The fire emanated from the dragon that was wreaking havoc, destroying everything in its path. Overwhelmed with panic, Zeke witnessed people running for their lives and exclaimed, "It's a dragon! A dragon is invading!" Turning to the two, he urgently shouted, "Young master! You have to get away quickly." Meanwhile, Deus and Alex were deep in conversation. Deus asked, "You said dragons are neutral?" Alex replied, "I told you that I wasn't sure." Deus exclaimed, "Well, it's fine. Zeke Pan Hollybish. I'll become your supporter, so become a hero. I was looking for a hero anyway. I guess this is fate. Accept my offer, and I will give you the kind of wealth and fame you could only dream of. I'll get rid of that cursed, failed product title for you." Surprised by the offer, Zeke hesitated. Deus continued, "Do you want to live the rest of your life as an F rank that's never even held a sword? Or will you accept my offer and change your destiny? This is the type of opportunity you will only get once in your life." Hearing these words, Zeke recalled his childhood sufferings. Memories of being scorned and labeled as a failure haunted him. Blood? What kind of blood is an F rank? Why are they even having children? They'll just be failures in the end. Failed products. It'll be great if they don't starve to death. Such harsh judgments were cast upon him during his childhood. In a moment of realization, he saw a life-changing opportunity before him. Zeke said, "Please give me your support. I may just be an F rank, but I will give my everything. I'll make sure you won't regret giving me a chance. If you want, I will even offer my soul." Deus chuckled, He, I was going to ask for it anyway. Then, it'll be your debut stage. Let's go hunt the dragon." Zeke frowned, "Huh? Shouldn't we start with something like a goblin first?" Deus raised his hand, surging a purple aura, and solemnly declared, "Then let's make a contract." Contract asterisk. Party A asterisk Deus. Party B asterisk Zeke Pan. Conditions asterisk. 1. Party B will become a hero companion to Party A. 2. Party B will exercise absolute obedience to all orders from Party A. 3. The relationship will continue indefinitely for as long as Party A wishes, and only Party A can terminate the contract. 4. Fame and fortune from the adventure will be shared with Party B however much Party A wants, whenever Party A wants. 5. Party B may not raise any objection to the above conditions. Zeke pondered, this somehow feels like an unbelievably unfair contract. Deus calmly stated, "State your name if you accept this contract. The contract will then be finalized." After a moment's hesitation, Zeke shouted, "Fame and fortune, my name is Zeke Pan Hollybish." As soon as the contract was completed, Deus pointed at the dragon and declared, "Then it's time for your debut. Go slay that dragon." Alex interrupted and said, "Master, humans normally can't just slay a dragon." Deus smiled and replied, "I know. He just has to act like he's slaying it, and we'll be the ones to do it. First, Alex will go and talk to the dragon. Afterwards, drop him in front of the field. At that time, the failed product who is in the place will swing the sword at the falling dragon. Through this, an illusion will be created. Everyone around will cheer, the failed product came and slew the attacking dragon." Excitement filled the air as Deus explained the plan, but Alex raised a valid concern. However, people will become suspicious if an F-rank like Zeke suddenly slays a dragon. On top of that, wouldn't being a D-rank hero's companion make you stand out too much to live in peace? Deus stared at Zeke with a greedy expression. Confused, Zeke asked, "Huh? Why are you staring at me like that all of a sudden?" Deus moved forward, tore Zeke's clothes, grabbed a pot, and placed it above his head, creating 2 holes with his laser eyes. He proudly declared, "Tada, the masked hero appears." Zeke yelled at his Joker-like appearance, with holes and a cape from the bellboy uniform. "What is this?" Deus explained, "A hero has to wear a cape and undies. Now, no one will notice." The sudden appearance of a mysterious new hero. Doesn't that sound nice? As Alex prepared to bring the dragon over, Deus gave his approval with just a casual, "Okay." Turning to Zeke, he suggested heading down. Feeling embarrassed about his peculiar attire, Zeke asked, "Are we going out like this to fight a dragon?" In response, Deus spotted a broom and kicked it toward Zeke, stating, "It will be your holy sword." Despite feeling embarrassed, Zeke grabbed the makeshift sword. Deus instructed him, "Just stand there holding that, even if the dragon is right in front of your face. Then I'll give you fame and fortune far beyond what you can handle." Zeke had a weird feeling that he couldn't understand at that time. Nonetheless, he tightened his grip, as if he were ready to face whatever came his way. An extreme desire overcame him, possibly something ingrained in Zeke's blood. The dormant instincts of a hero within his hemoglobin awakened, yearning to tear the Demon King before him to shreds. Unaware of this, Zeke likely thought, seeing Sir Deus' eyes, "I'm starting to gain the courage, as I can do it. Fame and fortune." Deus called him, and Zeke responded, "Yes, master." He then instructed him, "Go. My dog." Instantly, Zeke ran barking like a dog, "Woof woof." The unexpected transformation left everyone momentarily stunned, but Deus seemed pleased with the diversion. Meanwhile, outside, panic and chaos ensued as people desperately tried to save themselves from the hellish disaster. The dragon flew above, raining down flames on the village. Suddenly, a portal appeared in the sky behind the dragon, and Alex emerged from it. Observing the dragon from a distance, Alex put his hand on his shoulder and removed the overcoat, revealing his other 14 hands. He prepared himself, took a stance, leapt into the air, and landed above the dragon. Raising his hand, he pierced the dragon, aiming for the heart. As his hands grabbed the dragon's heart, he spoke, "Since I have obtained your heart, you shouldn't resist me or my commands. I'll ask you this first. Why did you appear in this place? Didn't you dragons and humans come to a peace agreement?" His eyes widened upon seeing a purple parasite attached to the dragon's body. It was evident that the parasite had possessed the dragon, which was now speaking an unknown language. Alex got serious, thinking, "How does a dragon like you know such filthy language? Something must have gone wrong." The dragon went insane and started flying at an incredible speed. Meanwhile, Zeke remained on the ground, watching the dragon, standing and waiting for an opportunity. His eyes flickered as some people hiding nearby spotted him. Questions arose, "Who is that person? Why isn't he hiding?" Another voice chimed in, "Is he trying to fight that dragon? Is he a hero?" Despite the tense situation, Zeke couldn't shake off his embarrassment about his peculiar attire. He mumbled to himself, "Doesn't this outfit make me look like a pervert? This is just so embarrassing." The fear and embarrassment are mixing. As Zeke grappled with his emotions, Deus appeared on the side, insisting, "Hey, masked hero, keep it up. Save our Zorix." Deus's statement quickly changed people's opinions about Zeke. The crowd exclaimed, "Masked hero? A hero has come, and, rarely, he was a hero." The atmosphere shifted, and Zeke was now being hailed as a hero by the people. Zeke sneered casually, "Thank you, everyone. Encouraged by the compliments, he confidently grabbed his sword, thinking, that's right. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Let's not miss it. Fame and fortune. Simultaneously, the dragon flew recklessly in the air, growling and spitting flames. Alex exclaimed, looks like it'll be hard to control it. Since it's come to this, it can't be helped. His bag started moving, and numerous hands emerged from it as he executed his move, calling it 100 demonic hands. Constricting prison. The dragon screamed in pain. Alex used another move, exclaiming that it was the last one, heart piercer. The dragon screamed again, and Alex's eyes caught the attention of the purple parasite attempting to possess him. The dragon managed to utter, prepare. I certainly saw. The one who was thought to be dead has returned. This lie. The purple parasite unleashed on Alex, attempting to possess his body as it did with the dragon before. In the last seconds, Alex cracked the mystery wide open. The dragon was attacking the humans. In the distance, Deus sat on the ground, watching the dragon and wondering, what are you doing, Alex? Hurry up and come down. The onlookers are waiting. Picking his nose and wearing a foolish expression, Deus pondered, are you making a dragon by hand? Why is it taking so long for you to kill one? Suddenly, the dragon started growling. At the next moment, the light in its purple eyes vanished, as Alex's hundreds of hands took the life of the dragon. Deus now called Zeke, instructing him to get ready. Make sure to time it just right and swing. As the dragon approached, Zeke got scared to death. Seeing Zeke trembling, Deus reassured him, I promise with my name on the line. No matter what happens, I won't let you die. Upon hearing this, Zeke's blood pumped, and he grasped the broom tightly, thinking, that's right, I can do this. Moonlight Low, First Chapter. Meanwhile, Alex struggled as the parasite continued to possess his body. Moments later, his left side succumbed to the parasite, forming his hand and growing eyeballs. Battle conflicts ensued between his normal and parasite-possessed hands, putting him on the edge of death. In a sudden realization, Alex used another skill, 100 demonic hands, 1000 glows whip, and managed to detach several parts of the parasite from his body. Unfortunately, a piece of the parasite remained stuck on his face, and he used his hand to free himself from it. On the other hand, Deus watched the dragon falling and remarked, it's slowly coming closer. He instructed Alex, you should slow down a bit. However, the hero will be crushed to death. Despite Deus's advice, Alex continued to struggle with the parasite as the dragon rapidly approached. Panicked onlookers shouted, the dragon is coming. Run. Everybody, run away. To the basement. Quickly. Zeke, resolute and ready, prepared himself for the upcoming disaster. Deus finally stood up from his seat and called out to Alex, what are you doing? You should slow down now. He suddenly noticed that Alex was fighting with something else. Meanwhile, Zeke stood in confidence as the dragon approached. He grasped his sword, stating, no matter what happens, I won't move. I'll strike it down in one move. As the moment approached, memories flashed in Zeke's mind. Watch carefully, Zeke. Moonlight Glow. This sword art is a secret that's been passed down in our family. You should learn this for the time the Demon King's army invades our world, Zeke's dad told him. Zeke expressed his concern, the kids in the neighborhood said that I won't be able to participate in the subjugation of the Demon King. That our family couldn't. His father reassured him, no, Zeke. You will, without a doubt, be a cool hero that participates in the subjugation of the Demon King. So you should learn well. With a smile, Zeke replied, okay, Dad. Then Zeke leaned his broom back, utilizing his skill of Moonlight Glow, ready for the impending confrontation. On the other hand, Deus managed to remove the parasites from Alex's face and used the skill called Dooms. That exploded the dragon's flesh. Zeke continued his attack with the Demon King Splitter, causing the dragon to explode, and blood splattered everywhere. Zeke's eyes were closed, and upon opening them, he screamed in shock as the dragon lay dead, and blood was everywhere. A sound came from behind the hero. As the fight ended, people came out from their homes, exclaiming, "The hero has slain the dragon," and "The hero has saved us." Zeke blushed at the numerous praises, and then he noticed Deus, who was clearing his throat to speak. Deus shouted, "Shouldn't you quickly get changed and hide, Sir Masked Hero?" Blushing with embarrassment, Zeke replied, "Ah. Why yes," and started running to find some new clothes. Alex stood at the top of the church, bearing scars on his face where the parasite was. He looked at the dragon and said, "The one who was thought to be dead has returned." The next day, Deus woke up from a good sleep, stretching his hand. Alex arrived with a drink, informing him, "They say that people start their morning with a cup of coffee." Amid the conversation, Zeke arrived, shouting, "Sir Deus, there's trouble. The whole village is out and about looking for the masked hero. Saying things like how they need to make him this village's hero." Deus asked, "What's wrong with your attire?" Zeke replied, "Aha. Say, the village is in ruins from yesterday's incident, and I was helping out cleaning things up. Since the pay for manual labor is good." Deus sipped the tea and said, "Well, it's fine. Everything is going according to my plan." While sipping the tea, his eyes shifted above in the sky, exclaiming, "Waking up to this refreshing sunlight, drinking this fragrant morning coffee. The mornings on the surface are pretty good." Alex told him, "It's coffee made from a dragon-sprung left eyeball. I'm glad it suits your taste." Meanwhile, the villagers diligently repaired the damage caused by the dragon the previous night. People complained, "Ugh, why is this thing so heavy?" Others retorted, "Stop being a baby and move quickly unless you want to do this all night." Kids and women brought food to motivate the workers to toil hard and efficiently. Zeke was also working, lifting rocks and receiving scolding from a hefty man. Nearby, Deus sat, remarking, "They're working hard to try to rebuild this lackluster village. The failed product is working hard too." Alex nodded in agreement and added, "Yes, when I spoke to him yesterday, he told me about how he had done odd jobs since he was young. His house was poor, and raising a hero was expensive. Doing laundry, cleaning, lumbering, grave digging, naming things he hasn't done yet would be faster. He's even worked at a shady bar." Deus decided, "Okay, it's decided. Since we found a hero and traveling around is annoying, let's just start in this village. It's small and insignificant, but I somehow like it. It's the start of Deus, the human. Then, shall we get going? We'll leave Zeke to work." Alex asked, "Where to?" Deus answered with a smile, "Of course, it's to go sell off the dragon leather. Isn't dragon leather expensive since it's used on equipment? Our gold is in the top 2%. Alex informed him, "The Heroes Bureau took all of it last night. Because the corpses of dragons are so strong, normal people are unable to take them." Deus burst with anger, "What? Fuck, then we killed it for nothing. Luh. Let's go." Alex frowned, "Pardon? Where to?" Deus answered, "To tear down the Heroes Bureau." Alex retorted, "Oh no. Please, wait a minute, Master. The Heroes Bureau is the main base of the heroes. No matter how strong my lord is, fighting the heroes alone is not a good idea. And if they find out that the Demon King isn't in the demon realm, it'll be over. Master, didn't you state that you'll become a companion of the heroes?" Deus said, "So what?" Alex continued, "In a human realm, you have to register at the Heroes Bureau to become a hero. If the Heroes Bureau were to disappear, would they acknowledge Zeke as a hero? Hearing this, Deus paused for a moment and thought, is that true? For a sudden moment, Alex thought, did I just stop the destruction of the human race? Expressions changed when Deus said, then let's go there. Alex asked, huh? Where are we going now? Deus turned and said, I can just shake off my losses from the country next door. Alex couldn't help but frown, what? I thought you were Deus, the human. Deus replied, I'll just start tomorrow. Let's go. Alex suggested, how about we just return underground? Sir Deus. Not getting any reply from Deus, Alex shouted, Sir Deus. Deus yelled, what? Alex answered, you've enjoyed the surface long enough, so why don't we head back down? The whole demon realm is waiting for your return. The fated day is 20 years from now. We don't have time to waste like this. You have to hurry and completely learn the Demon King arts so that you can take over the world. Deus replied casually, that's your problem. I have no reason to do it just because you guys wanna. Alex stated, a human king will appear, and he will attack the human realm. It's such an obvious thing to do that nobody would think it's mandatory. The 665 demon kings before you, the whole of the demon realm, and the humans that are to be attacked all accepted it to be as neutral as breathing. Deus said, if everything works out according to wishes, why would God even be needed? It's a good experience. Think it over and take it in. There's no demon king anymore. Alex replied, it doesn't matter who the girl is. At least have a child to be put in the 666th demon king's stead. Deus retorted, what? Any girl? How dare you use such words in this time and age? No one would doubt that you are a demon. Shoo! Go away. You demon. Alex insisted, anyway, I will not leave until you give us an heir to take back underground. Deus replied, fine, since you are being like this, you should just reside up here permanently as my acting servant. Alex asked, should I search for your wife myself? A woman that would best suit you? Deus answered, if you bring up marriage again, I'll go destroy the demon realm myself. Then a silence fell for a couple of minutes. He asked again, but does that even work? Alex asked, what are you talking about? Deus said, does even that princess from before work? Confused, Alex sneered, the princess? Blushing and nervously, Deus said, you know, S.X. Alex didn't understand again, S.X. Deus yelled, I am talking about pregnancy. I'm asking you if humans can be impregnated by demons. Alex answered, oh, of course, very well. The method by which demons and humans are made is the same. Normally, human males create semen with their testicles before shooting them out. Once a sperm cell enters a female's womb, they penetrate the female's egg, bearing a child after 37 to 42 weeks. Looking at Deus, it didn't seem that he understood anything. Deus said, skip the sex education. Alex said, understood. Anyways, if my lord wants to, you can make your demonic sperm slowly flow into another party's body automatically. And so, any direct intercourse will lead to pregnancy with a success rate of 99.999%. If it's just a deep kiss, the chances are 50%. Your pack has a 25% chance of getting a girl pregnant. Deus frowned upon the information, you can get pregnant through just a peck. Alex added, even just you holding hands with a woman can get her pregnant. Deus was shocked, what's with this body? Demonic semen. I almost got in trouble. It's like this blood is meant for reproducing. Damn it. This body's purpose is so clear. Kill and have descendants. The more I learn about it, the more I am starting to dislike it. Alex told him, it's a blessed body. You are the hope and savior of the demonic realm. It's a perfect body bestowed by God. Deus replied, blessed, my ass. I'm just a part that's printed over every 100 years. I don't like the feeling of having so much expected of me. What about my opinions? As they were discussing, their attention shifted to the right side from where a scream was heard. In the distance, a girl was being chased by several monsters. The girl sobbed, Pete, please save me. I'm being chased by mountain bandits. Alex told him, oh, it's a beautiful lady in distress. Shouldn't you go help her? Deus asked, why should I? Alex answered, you never know. Something good might happen. Deus looked again, doesn't this situation look suspicious? Alex didn't understand, what is? Deus continued, she's suddenly running towards us, asking for help. Alex said, the situation where the beauty asks for help while being chased is the top-ranked cliché of the fantasy genre. What's wrong with it? Deus concluded, no, there's nothing even blocking the sight surrounding us. Where did they come from? Even if you can see the forest, it's over there. And more importantly, do you think they wouldn't notice us? The entire time they are chasing her? Neither you nor I noticed them. Then he asks, is it you? Who set up this crappy plot? Alex didn't understand and asked, what are you talking about? Deus responded, using that girl to make me bear an heir. Alex laughed and said, just what type of person do you see me as? I'm Alex, the greatest strategist of the demon realm. I wouldn't allow such a bad idea to pass. The girl arrived near the carriage, crying and exclaiming, Sir Hero. I'm being chased by mountain bandits. Please help me. Deus replied, I'm not a hero but a companion of one. She continued crying, Sir Hero's companion. Please help me. The mountain bandits are after me. Deus said, but we're a high-level party that hunts dragons, so we don't do minor quests like dealing with mountain bandits. Frustrated, the girl muttered in a low voice, why are you so picky? Deus pointed at her angrily, asking, hey, did you just curse? The girl retorted, saying, what? What the heck? No, Sir Hero's companion. Please help this weak maiden. Suddenly, an axe struck the carriage, and Deus frowned. The voice came from behind, hey, little kids. The mountain bandit laughed, exclaiming, look at this pale face. You should get lost with that crappy carriage if you don't want to die. Another added, what's up with their funny clothes? Did you guys come from the future? While staring at them, Deus whispered, my precious carriage is damaged. You bastards, burn for eternity. As the words came from his mouth, the monsters started burning with purple flames. Screaming in pain, it's hot. P put the fire out. Deus declared, it cannot be extinguished. No matter who tries, regardless of the magic employed, it will persist in burning. You shall not perish, instead, you'll endure an eternal blaze until the world's end. He then inquired, who's next? Who else will willingly join in this perpetual inferno? Without hesitation, the bandits swiftly departed, abandoning their comrades to the agonizing fate. Some cried out apologies, pleading for forgiveness, while others shouted, it's a devil. Run away. As the bandits fled, the girl's countenance brightened, and she turned to Deus. He instructed her to leave now that the bandits were gone. The girl persisted, wait a minute, Sir Companion. Our temple has fallen under the control of mountain bandits. All the priestesses are enslaved, and the holy relic is lost. Please rid us of the mountain bandits and save our temple, please. Deus, pinching his nose, retorted, nope, not taking on some low-level quest. Frustrated, the girl gripped Deus's sleeve, causing it to tear slightly. Ignoring her, Deus told Alex that it was time to depart. The girl halted them once more. Wait. You mentioned dragons earlier, right? Are you in the company of a hero dressed in a simple cloth? She revealed that the temple overtaken by mountain bandits was the peak of the dragons, the god of the dragons, the true gold dragon's temple. If they helped drive away the bandits, she promised to reward them with the true gold dragon's helmet. Upon hearing this tempting offer, Deus decided to agree to her request. Moments later, heavy footsteps echoed, sounding like someone ascending a staircase. It was Alex, panting heavily, with Deus riding on his back. Gasping for breath, Alex questioned, "Master, can't we just fly over?" Deus replied, "Come on, how can we fly? It's not like I'm the Demon King." Alex then suggested, "Can I at least give you a piggyback ride properly? My muscles feel like they're about to explode." Deus chuckled, "Hey, this is about the dignity of the demon realm." Alex quipped, "I thought you were the Demon King." Sweating profusely, Alex added, "But this is suspicious. She's been running for 30 minutes straight on such a steep mountain with the body of a human." Deus interrupted, "Who she is doesn't matter. I'm not sure what she's up to, but if she tells even a single lie, I'll skin her head off to wear it if I have to." A sudden realization struck him, but the god of the dragons, the true golden dragon, was the dragon's worshipped god? Alex clarified, "No, it's similar to how you're worshipped in the demon realm. The true gold dragon is also the one who stands at the peak of all dragons. Us, the demons, the dragons, and the humans, every living being in this world only has one God. The one who created this world, the Creator." Deus, dissatisfied, looked up at the sky, exclaiming, "Then isn't God only favoring the humans? The demons and the dragons are just used as side characters." Alex urged him not to doubt, God is the only truth, the perfect love. If we can take over Horson, personally placed by the light of God, we will be favored. Deus retorted, "That's one weird way to show love." As they reached the mountain, Alex collapsed on the floor, and Deus towered over him, calling him weak. He declared that he would rely on him on the way down as well. Upon entering the cave, Deus instructed the girl to summon the priestess. "Where are the mountain bandits and the true gold dragon's helmet? Hand it over while I'm speaking nicely." Alex warned, "Be careful, master. Something doesn't feel right." Suddenly, the cave's door closed, plunging them into darkness until the golden dragon appeared. The girl transformed back to her original form and remarked, "We've done well to get here. Looks like your lackey has better intuition than you." Deus laughed and retorted, "Huh? Looks like you were the mountain bandit that took over the temple. What about the helmet?" The girl, with a stern tone, asked him, "How dare you run your filthy mouth off? Do you still not understand the situation you are in? Bow down. This body in front of you is the god of all dragons, Law. The one who rules over all the dragons and, at the same time, the mother of all dragons. The only golden dragon, the true golden dragon, Golden Law." Confused, Deus turned to Alex, who exclaimed, "The god of the dragons, the true gold dragon. My lord. We got ourselves caught up in a bind." The girl questioned, "Were you surprised because it was beyond your lowly self-expectations? Foolish mortal. Beg if you're afraid. I'm not one to be petty." Deus, touching his chin, mused, "The god of the dragons, Law. That's amazing." The girl said, Do you finally understand now? Then, as your sign of apology, I will command you to do something for me." Deus, with a puzzled expression, responded, What about? Love the dragons or the mother of the dragons or something. I'm just saying, I want a cool title like that too. I've always felt that something's lacking when I introduce myself. watching over everything from the world's darkness, the top 2% of deep dark, alpha males. How's that, Alex? Alex quickly replied, oh, as expected of my lord. The girl interrupted the conversation, stating, hey, stop talking nonsense. Hurry up and beg for forgiveness. Don't you have something to apologize for? Deus looked aside and said, I don't think I've done anything to get involved with you, though. The girl exclaimed, didn't you kill a dragon yesterday? I'm the mother of all dragons. You killed a child of mine. Deus smiled and remarked, oh, you're causing such a ruckus just because of that? Suddenly, she rose and dashed towards him, making eye contact while declaring, just because of that? You must have a death wish. This place is the Golden Jade Realm. Even if you are the Demogorgon, you stand no chance against me in this place. Alex, uneasy about her powers, exclaimed, the Golden Jade Realm. My lord, this place is the territory of the true Golden Dragon. We are inside her domain. Fighting her here is dangerous. The girl chuckled, aha, your lackey is quite knowledgeable. Hurry up and kneel before me, 666th. You're doing this despite knowing who I am? Deus's mouth curled up as he asked, if you are the true Golden Dragon, I can just take your face to use, right? Prepare your face, since I'll be ripping your skin off. Hearing those words, the girl burst with anger, and the veins in her eyes trembled. You dare! Deus suddenly placed his finger on her mouth and said, before that, you should apologize for your lies. The girl raged and questioned, what are you talking about? Deus explained, let's be real. It's not like I came to this surface to cause trouble or anything. I just wanted to live among people as a hero's companion, observing from the shadows. With that in mind, I headed to the village, but your child was the one who emerged out of nowhere, burning and tearing everything down. So, what could I do? How to act in self-defense? All the while, you didn't even show your face while your child was going on a rampage, but appeared in front of us after the fact, acting like a priestess, trying to trick us. Suddenly, saying things like, Tada and the true Golden Dragon, apologize. Do you think I would just accept it, saying, oh Master True Golden Dragon, please forgive us just this once or something? Is it okay to do whatever you want if you're a higher being? Are all dragons like this? A peculiar expression appeared on the girl's face. Alex chimed in, you're right. It's a big miscalculation to think that you can do as you please just because you have the power to do so. It is a given that anyone will fight for their safety, no matter who it is. And the ones who broke the peace treaty in the first place were the dragons. So, we should be the ones receiving the apology. Deus added, that's right. Did you even apologize as the god of the dragons? TSK, see? You can always tell that the parents are the source whenever you see a problem child. The girl clarified, I'm not the real parent. Alex interjected, are you trying to avoid responsibilities? You want to exercise your rights as a god but don't want the responsibility that comes along with it? Deus continued, hey, did you not see that show? They always blame the child for being problematic, but when you dive into it, it's always the parents themselves, don't you know? They don't pay attention to their children even the slightest until they cause some trouble, taking their side. All the other parents are getting a bad reputation because of parents like you. Alex concluded, this isn't a problem to just gloss over. As the representative of the dragons, as a true Golden Dragon, you should take responsibility, apologize, and relinquish your position for the incident of a dragon breaking the peace treaty. Upon receiving scoldings one after another, blood flowed from her ears. With a perplexed expression resembling a donkey, she stated, something's wrong with this situation. Why am I the one that's at fault? Alex and Deus walked back, saying, of course, you are the one at fault. Then can you let us out of this golden jade realm or whatever? The girl stopped them, exclaiming, shouldn't you listen to my request since you're already here? Dais looked back and said, apologize first. If you don't want to, forget it. Your apologies mean nothing to me. Frustrated at being ignored again, the girl pleaded, wait. I'm sorry. Dais grabbed her head and said, well, I'm not entirely satisfied, but since you insist, I'll accept it. The girl muttered to herself, this whole thing somehow feels off, but I'll let it go. Since I am benevolent. Dais asked, anyway, what's your request? Lizard. The girl said, to put it simply, hunt the dragons for me. Dais made a stupid face again and said, so, you, the god of the dragons, the mother, true golden dragon, is asking a demon king like me to kill the dragons that are like children to you? The girl replied, yeah. Dais laughed strangely, do you think I'm stupid? This is a trap. You want me to believe your nonsensical words? I'll take your head, you bastard. The girl pleaded, ah. No. It's not like that. Alex chimed in, it must be because of that purple parasite, huh? It was in the dragon's body. Some weird parasite-like thing. It looked as if it was taking over the mind of the dragon. The girl exclaimed, that's right. There are problems with the dragons. The ones against the peace treaty with the humans, those extremist bastards. Dais, still puzzled, questioned, extremist. The girl continued, yeah, even that dragon yesterday became a sacrificial pawn to those hardliner bastards. Losing a lover to the humans, or having their child hunted down for materials to make weapons. The ones with such experiences gathered to form what is now called the extremists. Since we are required to be neutral, those guys, blinded by anger, used a strong magic that's unheard of, tainting the ones who were living peacefully, making them attack the villages. To once again cause a war between the dragons and the humans. So please hunt them before that. So that my children with no sins won't be used as a tool of war, dying a dogs. Dais's mouth curled up, I get what you're saying. You are saying to hunt, but you are asking me to stop the dragons who are living peacefully from dying a dog's death. While they are being controlled by those troublesome extremists using the parasite or whatever. Isn't that right? The girl affirmed, it's right. Dais inquired, then, what will you give me in return? If I give, I should also receive something. The girl asked, what do you want? Dais raised his hand and said, 5 dragon scales. It's known that weaponry crafted with dragon material is the best. Give me 5 dragon scales for each one I hunt. That should be doable, right? Also, armor and weapons crafted using dragon breath that is worth around 1,000 gold on the market. What do you say? The girl replied, what? You're acting like a scammer. Dais said, you can think however you want. Contract. Dais will perform the job, and Golden Law will pay Dais the price for his effort. 1. Job description * catch the dragons that are causing trouble in human villages and castles, handing them over to Golden Law. 2. Reward * 5 dragon scales per dragon and weapons worth 1,000 gold will be paid by the morning 0 the next day after completing the task. If this is violated, Golden Law will become a slave to Dais. Dais stated, the contract will take effect once you state your name. It's a contract with a demon, so don't try anything funny. It's with your soul on the line. The girl sneered, I at least know that much. Damn it. True golden dragon, Golden Law. Dais smiled, contract established. Open the door. I'll take care of this real quick. As they were leaving, the girl stopped them, Demon King. You must capture them alive. I can't let any more time. Deus smiled and stated, "Of course, customer." Alex and Deus finally exited the dragon cave. Deus exclaimed, "This is turning out better than expected." Alex nodded in agreement, "Yes, it is." As they were heading forward, a sudden realization hit Deus, and he ran backwards with a pale face. He shouted, "God of Dragons!" Unfortunately, the cave's door was closed. Alex approached from behind, asking, "What is wrong, master?" Deus shouted, "Fuck! I forgot to get the true golden dragon's helmet." Alex said, "It's too late to return to the golden jade realm since we're in dragons." Deus cursed, saying, "Damn it! That tricky dragon bastard, I was scammed again. One day, I'll take that head." The next day, at Zorik's village. "A weapon trader?" A voice echoed through the air. "Yeah," Deus stated with a gloomy blush on his face. In the room, Deus, Zeke, and Alex were having a conversation. Alex shouted, "Why?" Furious, he grabbed Deus by the shoulders and exclaimed, "Why a weapons trader? Did you leave us behind and come to the surface just to sell a few weapons?" Zeke tried to stop Alex, but he was in a rage. Deus pinched his face and said, "Hey! Humans here hunt dragons to craft weapons. Don't you have any thoughts on that? You have no business sense." His eyes flashed with greediness, monopoly of the dragon scales and weapons provided by the true golden dragon. How good is that? I caught on to that right away. Does that make me part of the top 2% already? I receive weapons in bulk if I get some dragons. Isn't this just easy money? Isn't this a business with no chance of failing, since there's always a war every 100 years? Alex sobbed, "Well, there wouldn't be a war without the Demon King. Get a hold of yourself." Behind them, Zeke scratched his head, "So scratching a dragon is easy." Deus replied, "Do you still not know who I am? Being a weapons trader is just a means to make money for my real plan. I have no intention of living life as a trader. Did you forget? Someone who operates from the shadows, from the depths, and someone who possesses all the weapons in the world?" Alex's mouth curled up, "I knew it. I was right. You haven't forgotten about the underworld, right?" Deus said, "So quickly take the failed product and find a decent place to set up shop, go." "Yes, master." Instantly, Alex grabbed Zeke and departed from that place. Being left alone in the room, Deus sneered, "Why would I do something so bothersome as doing business?" He created a stupid face again and continued, "Of course, the ultimate goal is to become the landlord. The greatest landlord in the fantasy world. It's good that Alex is gullible." A few hours later, Deus was relaxing while lying down. The sun's rays directly fell on him through the broken ceiling. He felt the warmth of the sun and recalled the past incidents, killing the king from Akamar Castle, creating Zeke into a hero despite his initial status as a failed product, killing the dragon with the purple parasite, and promising the mother of the dragon to capture the other dragons alive. "I've taken care of the money issue and found a dumb hero. I guess I'm about ready. I just need to laze around and become rich." However, what is this empty feeling? Is it flesh and blood? Would I feel better if I were to kill all the humans in the village? Kill them all. Destroy the world. Violate the woman and enslave the man. Turn the surface into hell. If we succeed, you will no longer have to be stuck in the cycle of being reborn every 100 years in the sun. "Shut up so I can sleep," Deus muttered to himself. Later that evening, Alex approached with excitement, "It's here. The weapon shop you will be opening. The previous owners died during the dragon attack, so we got it at a steal," Alex explained. Deus, stifling a yawn, responded, well, it's not too bad. You were so quick. Didn't even give me time to sleep. Alex touched his face and exclaimed, I was so excited as soon as the little one heard about the real plan that I couldn't stay calm. Deus chuckled, aha. Alright, the real plan. Let's do it. Alex suggested, I think it'll turn out to be a pretty good store if we ask Zeke, the failed product, to fix it up. I mean, Zeke did carpentry work before. Deus questioned, can Zeke fix buildings as well? Alex affirmed, yes, he said he did carpentry work before. Deus mused, He's quite skilled at such a young age, then asked, but about the blood purity level, isn't it inherited? A child born from parents who are close to pure blood can still be in F class. Alex explained, yes. On the other hand, there have been many examples of children born from F class and a priestess becoming the strongest. Deus sneered, so it's just random. Then, doesn't the failed product also have hope? They shouldn't just label him as an F class just because he's from an F class family, Deus added. Alex seemed confused and replied, that's a bit complicated. Talent may not be inherited, but wealth is. Families who frequently produce advanced heroes or priestesses can build up wealth equivalent to that of a king. Using such wealth, they employ various means to increase their children's blood purity level and their class. Deus thought for a while and said, so you're saying that once you become an F-class family, it'll be hard to improve your standing even when they produce an heir with great talent, huh? Alex affirmed, yes. Deus pondered, also, considering how Zeke has stated that he is in a class, he must have already been graded. He then asked, do you know what I'm thinking about right now? Alex replied, no. Deus burst with anger, mouth wide open, and said, what's the deal with the demon race always losing to these pitiful humans who argue with money? What do you have to say, huh? Alex apologized, I'm sorry, I don't know. Deus, too furious, declared, ugh. Why bother? Not like the demon world matters anymore. Anyway, where could our hero have gone off to? Meanwhile, a delightful aroma wafted through the air, emanating from a food stall named Hero Noodles. Zeke, standing behind the counter, greeted Deus with enthusiasm, ah. Master. Did you sleep well? Intrigued, Deus questioned, what's going on here? Why are you selling noodles? Zeke chuckled, I had some spare time during the nights, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Surprisingly, it brings in decent money. Huh. Deus took a seat and declared, serve me a bowl first. Zeke promptly prepared the dish, expertly chopping vegetables and pouring sauce into the pan. Within minutes, a steaming bowl of noodles was presented to Deus. Observing the dish, Deus's eyes widened, is this what they call noodles? He skillfully wielded his chopsticks, took a bite, and paused momentarily. A blush appeared on his face as he exclaimed, it's tasty. So tasty. Excited by the review, Alex joined in, devouring the noodles like a bull. Zeke, this is good. Maybe you should consider giving up heroism and focus on selling noodles, suggested Deus, both of them eagerly awaiting another round. Zeke blushed modestly and replied, I'll take that as a compliment. As they continued their feast, Zeke interrupted the culinary celebration, expressing his gratitude, Master, I truly want to thank you. Thanks to you taking me in, I could afford school uniforms for my younger siblings attending Hero School. They never complained, but you should have seen their faces when I got them those uniforms. Hero School? Deus inquired, a bemused expression on his face. Alex explained, yes. You might think that I'm biting off more than I can chew, but Madam is currently sending them to a private hero elementary school. It may be a bit late for me, but I want to raise them as heroes and priestesses. As their conversation continued, a disturbance erupted from a disgruntled customer behind them. "What's this? There's a fly in my bowl," he shouted, creating a scene of dissatisfaction. Zeke defended, "I'm sorry, but there aren't even any flies here." Despite Zeke's explanation, the customer tossed his hot bowl at Zeke, expressing his displeasure. "What? Are you trying to say that I'm lying? You bastard, do you know who my father is? I can have you close your shop with just one word from me." Suddenly, the man's tone shifted as he recognized Zeke's background. "Wait. Isn't he from the Holy Bitch family? The one labeled as the Forever Failed Product family?" The surrounding customers joined in the commotion, mocking and ridiculing Zeke. The atmosphere grew tense as they belittled him based on his family's unfortunate reputation. At that moment, Deus slammed his hand on the table. "Why is this annoying flea constantly buzzing around?" He directed his frustration toward the man who had caused the disturbance. The man retorted, "What? Did you just call this Master Oregon a fly? Do you want to die?" "Huh?" Deus calmly raised his palm, facing the defiant man. "It's a fly." Suddenly, the man's body twisted unnaturally, bones audibly cracking. The lady standing beside him, fearing the consequences, started running away, pleading for salvation. Deus, with a raised hand, created a small void, stating, "One is running away." The fleeing lady's body trembled and met an immediate demise. Deus closed his fist, his expression stern. "Those who show no gratitude to the hero who saved them have no right to enjoy this surface." Alex, observing the entire scene, absorbed the display of Deus's power. With a nonchalant demeanor, Deus returned his attention to the noodles. "Let's eat," he declared, and Zeke, though surprised, responded, Okay. Yes." As they enjoyed their meal, a piece of paper fell from the sky onto Zeke's bowl. The message was clear: "Dragon sighted at Leia Castle. Depart immediately." The letter bore the seal of the Golden Law, signaling urgency. Deus laid down his chopsticks, standing up with a fierce smile. "Failed product, close the shop," he commanded. "It's the first request from our VIP customer. Let's go make some money." Zeke, initially puzzled, quickly caught on. "Huh? Yes, sir," he affirmed, closing the noodle stall and preparing to embark on the unexpected adventure signaled by the urgent call from the Golden Law. Soon, the night fell, and the bright moon hung in the sky. Deus, Alex, and Zeke had already departed for Leia Castle on the carriage. Alex noticed that Zeke was holding the broom tightly. He asked, feeling nervous, "Zeke?" Zeke replied, "Huh? Yeah, I guess so. I never expected a person like me to be going against orcs and goblins, let alone a dragon. I would have never dreamt of it before I had met you and Sir Deus." He looked back at Deus, who was pinching his nose stupidly. He continued, "I don't know if you'll believe me, but whenever I look at Sir Deus, I feel this surge of confidence, like, it's just a dragon. But I'm sure I'll be scared stiff when I face one." "Huh?" Alex said, "That's a good mindset to have. Zeke, regardless of your thoughts, the Master has already designated you a hero. Even if it doesn't feel like it most of the time, you're our leader on this adventure, so be confident." Zeke fumbled, "Why yes." Alex teased, "You don't sound much like a leader, though." Zeke stammered, Yes." After a few distances, Alex stated, "All right. We are approaching Leia Castle as we round that corner. Hang on tight." As they passed the corner, the upcoming road was not good, causing the carriage to falter. Zeke held the rope tightly. Upon arrival, they saw Leia Castle surrounded by glacier snow, and a huge dragon roared above it, with the same purple parasite on its head as the previous dragon. Zeke frowned upon seeing the condition around the castle. Has it already been overrun? What about the people? Deus pointed and said, calm down. They're all gathered over there. Alex added, there should be several G-class heroes in a castle that size. They likely managed to escape. Zeke felt a sigh of relief. Deus exclaimed, the stage is set, and it seems the audience has gathered. It's showtime. Get ready, failed product. As the moment to fight the dragon approached, Zeke felt nervous. The people of the village were coughing due to the cold. Cough. Cough. Damn it. Where did the dragon come from? Is this the end of the world? Someone exclaimed. Pass blankets to the wounded. I feel as if I'd freeze to death. Stay close, don't spread out. God, please save us. Please stop this freezing snowstorm. God, have forsaken us? I don't know about any gods, but it looks like the king left us to die on our own. Meanwhile, the king of the castle had formed a warm circle for himself. Ugh. So hot. It's like a sauna. Hey, where are those heroes who went to seek help from the Sanctus Maximus Populi? We need to return to the castle. His servant replied, it's highly likely that they've all fallen to that dragon. I'm unable to get in contact with them. The king shouted, what? Then do something about it. I might die from the heat at this rate. As they were talking, a voice from behind exclaimed, move it. Move it. From behind, the trio arrived on the carriage fiercely. Zeke declared, the hero has arrived. And the carriage jumped above the king. The king exclaimed, hero. Seriously? Fuck. It's just a guy in panties carrying a broomstick. They are escaping, get them. This is so embarrassing. The king pointed and shouted at the servant, hey, it's cold. Hurry up and cast the magic again. How dare they jump over this one's head? Hope you get eaten by the dragon. The king cursed the trio. On the other hand, aged seniors and kids were freezing with the extreme cold. Suddenly, a child raised his finger, Mom, look, the lady beside him, his mother, frowned, what's that? Is that guy charging at the dragon in just his panties? Onlookers were stunned, thinking it was a stupid move, no way. Are you telling me he's the hero? Zeke sat back on the carriage, covering his chest with his hand and said, ugh. It's cold, embarrassing, and cold. Alex said, you're doing well. Suddenly, something grabbed Zeke's attention as numerous people were frozen in the cold. So many. Of those who couldn't escape. All froze to death. Leaving everything behind, they moved forward toward the castle. We're almost there. Alex, failed product, get ready. Deus started from behind. The plan's the same as before. Failed product, you'll stand out where everyone can see you. Alex, you'll grab the lizard and drop it in front of him. Then the failed product, you swing your stick to finish it. Got it? Especially you, Alex. No more messing around like last time, making me do the work. Alex assured him, don't worry, master. Alex raised his hand, opened a void, stepped on the carriage, and said, this lowly one may have struggled a bit due to not having noticed their state, but I won't make the same mistake again. As he was getting ready, Deus called him from behind. Make sure not to kill it. Capture it alive. Alex replied, yes. I'll only half kill it. Then he called Zeke. Considering the dragon's size, things might get a bit chaotic. Make sure to stand your ground and stay put. Zeke replied, I knew it. Soon, Alex departed and said, bye. Zeke said, huh? A bit chaotic? Stand my ground? Sir Alex? Deus said from behind, stop the carriage, failed product. I'll take a nap here. Hurry up and go handle it. Zeke replied, yes. But, Sir Deus. Can you come with me? I feel like I'm going to wet myself. Huh. I knew I'd be scared out of my mind, seeing it up close. Amid the unfolding events, a cluster of purple parasites had taken possession of the dragon. The eyeballs of parasites, the inhabitants of this unusual entity, shifted eerily as a commanding voice resonated through the air, "Hey." A portal materialized, allowing Alex to step through. By this point, Alex was well informed about the purple parasite, and his confidence was unwavering. As Alex descended onto the glacial dragon, an unexpected twist occurred. Numerous frames emerged from the parasite, making relentless attempts to ensnare Alex. Undeterred, the courageous Alex skillfully dodged the flames on multiple occasions, countering with precise strikes against the parasite. Through a series of calculated attacks, Alex succeeded in rendering the dragon unconscious, causing it to crash onto the snowy ground. In the distance, Zeke witnessed the dragon crashing onto the surface. He tightly gripped the broom in his hand, enthusiastically exclaiming, "That was awesome. I can't see a thing with all the smoke." "Has it already begun?" he muttered to himself, realizing the urgency of the situation. "I need to find a spot where Sir Alex can locate me easily." As he prepared to leave, Deus called out from behind, "Failed product," and handed him a shield. "Aren't you going to take that shield you brought along, saying a hero should at least have a shield? Isn't it a memento of your father?" Deus continued, raising his hand to reveal a purple surface above the shield. "It's a defensive barrier. It should withstand a dragon's breath, just in case." Tears of happiness welled up in Zeke's eyes as he gratefully responded, "Thank you, Master." Unfortunately, Deus fell into sleep, oblivious to everything around him. Zeke departed from the carriage, bidding farewell to the slumbering Deus. "Please sleep well, Sir Deus. I'll be sure to do well this time. Need to hurry to a good spot so Sir Alex doesn't have to wait." An easily visible spot. Somewhere high up and in the center. Zeke exclaimed, scanning the surroundings. His eyes settled on a tall hill-shaped ice rock. "Over there." "Let's head over quickly," he urged. Unfortunately, he slipped on the surface, awkwardly dragging himself until he reached the rock. Meanwhile, the dragon lay smashed on the surface, its purpose parasites fluttering and emitting an irritating sound, "Grrrr. Grrrr." Undeterred, Alex stepped on the parasites, fearlessly advancing and stabbing them individually. Suddenly, the eyeball of one of the parasites flashed and attacked Alex, splashing blood in the process. Suddenly, the wings of the dragon started moving, and in the next second, the dragon soared back into the air. Emerging from the smoke, an animal-like hand of Alex extended, gripping the dragon's teeth. Alex hung onto the hand, reaching the dragon, but not without consequences. The scars of the parasite's attack appeared on his face. In a swift move, he leapt into the air, delivering a powerful kick to the dragon's face, causing it to waver. Subsequently, Alex unleashed a technique involving multiple hands, relentlessly stabbing the dragon. The unstable dragon collided with the hill mountain above the castle. Alex approached the parasite, remarking, "You're quite resilient. Is it because of your size?" Drawing near, he raised his hand, declaring, "Let's end this here." Meanwhile, Zeke had climbed the rock and witnessed the dragon's defeat. "That's amazing. Just being here is frightening. Sir Alex is handling the dragon all by himself. Could he be an A or D rank hunter?" As he pondered, several voices echoed from behind. As the freezing villagers observed the dragon's defeat, myriad reactions ensued. Some voiced their astonishment and questioned, "It's the hero. The hero came to save us. What? Easy winning right now? That pervert? Does that even make sense? While skepticism lingered among a few, others embraced relief and gratitude, shouting, "Saved, we're saved. Keep it up, hero. God has answered our prayers." Slogans echoed through the air, "Sir Hero. Sir Hero." In the distance, the king nervously bit his nails, questioning, "That's a hero?" Amidst the cheers, Zeke overheard the appreciation, feeling a surge of pride. "Everyone is cheering for me. You can do it. Keep it up. Let's go." Yet, Zeke reflected on his feelings, murmuring, "Instead of me, who's trembling just standing here. That's a real hero." A sense of envy welled up, and he yearned, "I also want to be a hero like him. Saving people and giving them hope. A true hero." While lost in his thoughts, another voice pierced the air, "Please save me." Turning towards the source, Zeke discovered someone frozen like a rock. "Please save me, Sir Hero." As Zeke attended to the plea, the dragon's tail slammed into Alex, sending him airborne. Swiftly, Alex saved himself by reaching and smashing into a rock. The dragon, undeterred, stomped on its feet and roared menacingly, "Grrrr." The dragon uttered incomprehensible words in another language, leaving Alex puzzled. Undaunted, Alex remarked, "So you're able to regenerate indefinitely as long as the host doesn't die? Is it because of the parasite?" Fixing a cold stare at the dragon, Alex continued, "You're pretty much a zombie dragon.